Hi everyone and welcome to this, my video on division of polynomials, part of the year 10 course, but interestingly in year 11 and year 12 as well. So I'm thinking this is fairly universal. My name's Darren from Maths Guru. You're going to say, what's the name of this place? Maths Guru. I just told you. And yep, as usual, I thought I was funny in 2013 when I spelt that. I'm really regretting it now, but fingers crossed, we found it. If you head over there and sign up, absolutely free to sign up, you get access to all of these videos, downloadable notes, all sorts of stuff for VCE if you're heading that way for methods and general maths and whatever else. And I'm trying to do my best to give you a resource that actually makes sense and is understandable. Yes, isn't that the general idea? Okay, let's move on. Enough waffling. Those are my learning objectives. That's what I'm going to work on here. And obviously it's going to deal with division of polynomials. We've dealt with polynomials in previous videos. And you're going to say, where are these previous videos? Well, I just told you they are on mathsguru.com and on YouTube. And if you're watching me on YouTube, if you can do a massive, massive solid, which sounds awful, and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Why? Well, yesterday I lost 25 subscribers because it's January as I'm recording it. And all the people who subscribed last year were like, yeah, nah, I don't need to hear him anymore. I'm the only site I think that's going backwards nowadays, but who records maths content other than me, sad, lonely me? That little click from you really does mean the world to me. So if you can click subscribe, it would be absolutely massive. Now, recap of past learning. This is from previous videos. And the idea of polynomials, what a polynomial is, what it looks like, and what we can do with it is really, really important. Not just this year, but coming on for later years as well. And it's very algebra based. So these videos, I'm making no apologies now, are quite heavy on algebra, and division of polynomials is something that people tend to find quite tricky. It's a process. And the more you practice that process, the better you get at it. Now, later on, when you get to methods, there are other ways of doing this. But in the Year 10 course, they want to show you this method. If you need to, you'll probably need to watch the video 2 or 3 times. I know. How long is that going to take? Watch me on double speed. I sound much funnier. But if you watch the video over and over again and just keep practicing, you will smash this like a boss. Because once your brain's got it, you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine. So, polynomials, we know what they are. We know about, the degree of a polynomial, leading terms, coefficients, pronumerals, and constants. Shall we carry on? Yes. Now, do you remember back in primary school when you were taught long division? Yeah, me either, really. I do remember my granddad once sitting on our buffet, and I'm not being rude there, in the United Kingdom, trying to show me how long division worked and thinking he was talking to me in a language I had no clue about, which was maths throughout my whole school life, really. Because it just seemed like such a random way of doing it. Long division, why wouldn't I just use short division? Well, the process of long division in numbers actually helps us by doing it with algebra. So what I'm going to do here is show you how to do it using numbers, and then we'll just sort of apply the same learning to algebra. So here we go. 832, he says, trying to write in highlighter, 832 divided by 3. Now this is the process. You do the first number divided by that. That's fairly standard for long division. Yeah, it's not like we haven't been doing that before. So I would say 8 divided by 3. Again, 8 divided by 3. How many 3's going to 8? 2. You write the 2 above the number it's just gone into. Now, the next point, you would go, well, what's my remainder? Don't. We're not interested in remainders at this moment in time because we've done the hard work. We've said 3 goes into 8 2 times. Having written a number on the top, the most important step that you do now is you multiply those 2 numbers together. And you say, well, hold on, what is 2 times 3? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. And you write it underneath the number you've just divided into. You draw a line and you subtract. Now, 8 minus 6 happens to be 2. And you're going to turn around and say, well, hold on a moment, that's the remainder. I know. Yes. And normally, for short division, you'd write that little 2 into there, wouldn't you? Say 3's into 23. But not in long division. Right, what we now do is we do that 2 there, and then we drag down the next number. So we would now say, well, okay, the 3 goes, and that now becomes 23. Well, hold on a moment. I've just told you that in the short division, that little floaty 2 make it the 23. Yes, I know, long division is a process, and it is annoying as all, whatever word you want to insert there. What do we do now? We start again, much like we would have done before. Remember, if I'd put the 2 there, we would have said, well, 3's into 23. We do the same thing here. 3 into 23. All right. How many 3's divide into 23? 7. Okay. So again, you write the 7 on the top. As soon as you've written a number on the top, you stop and you say, okay, I've written a number on the top. I'm now going to do the 7 times the 3. The number you've written on top times the number outside. 7 times 3 is 21. What do I do now? I write the 21 under here, and I subtract them. That gives me 2. Yep, what do I do now? I pull down the next number. As soon as I've subtracted, I pull down the next thing. Right, and that gives me a 2 there. Right, 3's into 22 go 7 times. So it goes 21. And then, oh, sorry, put the 7 up there. And then you do the 7 times the 3 gives me 21. You take them away and you put the 1 there. Now, actually, that's where you stop. Back in primary school, you would have gone, yay! I now have my answer as, so you would have done equals 277 remainder 1. That's primary school, because we wrote that remainder 1. In secondary school, we said, no, don't write remainders. Now think of this as better, and that's actually the same as 277 and 1/3. And you were like, ooh, because we told you that 3 basically was thirds. We got 1/3. Understanding the process of long division for numbers makes the algebra 1, I would say, make more sense. It's the same pattern. But, funnily enough, in year 10 and for VCE, that remainder 1 becomes really important. Why? Because if 832 divided by 3 a whole number of times, what would my remainder be? It would be 0, wouldn't it? Again, I'm asking you and expecting you to answer. The remainder would be 0. If a number divides in a whole number of times, then the remainder is 0. And the word for that is factor. So when a number divides in a whole number of times, it's a factor. And you're going to turn around and say, what is he talking about? And I'm going to say, ha, it's coming in another video. This here is called the remainder. This here is called the quotient. So in year 11 and year 10 and year 12, you need to start learning this language, yes? This here is the divisor, and this here is the dividend. And you're going to say, how on earth am I ever going to remember that? Well, you can download these notes from mathsguru.com and write all over them, put them in your summary book, do what you need to do. But the language becomes important. Why? Because that's what we're going to trip you up in an exam. All right. Yes, you could probably sit in there saying you're going to trip me up on the whole idea of division, and you could probably stop this video now and just go cry in a corner. I get it. Trust me, I get it 100%. But practice. By the time you've done 4 or 5 of these questions, I'm going to show you how to do them with the algebra in a moment, you'll be a gun. Yeah, you might make silly mistakes with pluses and minuses, but on the whole, you'll have the process down. So again, the dividend. Yes, that's the thing that goes inside. So the dividend is basically the thing that goes inside the set of, what is that, brackets or whatever we called it. The divisor is the thing you're dividing into. He says, putting the wrong thing there. Let's try that one again. Let's actually put a highlighter on. The quotient is the thing at the very top, and the remainder is that bit there. It's just the number on the top. Now, you're going to turn around and say, well, hold on a moment. Where did you get all the rest of it from? Chill. I'm going to show you in just a second, but in fact, I'm going to show you now. So here's the process for dividing polynomials with algebra. And so,